Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing the final installment for my one look per pan using my Build Your Own palette from Lethal Cosmetics. I can't believe that we have already gone through at this point now 12 looks. That's awesome. That is so cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna ramble too terribly much. Let's go ahead and jump into look number 10. All right, my friends, so here we are for look number 10 using the Lethal Cosmetics Build Your Own palette that I created. Can you believe that we're on look number 10 already? Yikes! So I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to struggle a little bit with finding a unique look to make with this palette. Now, I want to be very clear, this has nothing to do with the quality of the shadows or anything like that. It's that because I built my own palette, you can clearly and easily see the kinds of colors that I gravitate towards. So these two shades here and this shade here are all very slight variations of one another. The same is kind of true of these two shadows down here. So I didn't create enough variety for myself when building this palette. So that's where I'm kind of at with that. But I think today what I want to do is I want to take this shade right here, which is called Imago, and I'm just going to start building that all through the crease and go from there. I think this is the first time that I haven't had kind of a look in mind already, which is good. You know, it's nice to kind of sit down and let the palette drive you, if that makes sense. So let's catch you up on life so far in the land of Ashley. So it is about 1,000,000 degrees in my house right now because it is summer in the Carolinas. And because we spent the majority of last night with no power. Yep, around, I don't know, 11:30 or so, power went out. It was storming heavily, so it's not like it was a random occurrence, but it was out all night. And my house got so hot, so hot. No fan, no AC, no nothing. And I feel like today, now that the power has been restored, that my system is just struggling to get it back to where, you know, is comfortable. But yeah, so that was super fun. Thankfully it did not wake up the baby, because that was my biggest concern, is that he was going to wake up and be super uncomfortable, and I would literally have no way of making him feel better. You know what I mean? Like when you're hot and sticky and uncomfortable and you're tired and you just want to sleep, like there's no consoling that. I mean, there was no consoling it for me. But yeah, so I'm sure it'll get it, you know, get itself righted, but you know, it's in the, you know, high 90s with 100% humidity, and it's just swampy outside. Have you ever gone outside and it's just swampy? That's how it is right now. So that's my life at present. So now I'm going to take this flat shader brush. This is from Suva Beauty. And I'm going to take this beautiful watermelon shade right here. It is called Backdraft, and I'm going to take that all the way across the lid. Just do something that, I don't know, it's kind of bright and fun, I think. You know, it kind of matches with the overall feeling of the day. And I'm sure that you saw, but I did sweep just a little bit of Imago onto the outer V just to kind of begin that depth out there. I think that's pretty. That's annoying. So clearly I haven't had enough sleep because I told you I was going to be going in with this shade right here called Backdraft. Nope, this is the shade that I've been applying to my eye. This is the shade Echo. I'm so sorry about that. No wonder it was kind of a little bit different than I was expecting. All right, well, that took a sideways turn. All right then. Clearly, there needs to be more caffeine in my life. Okay. But yeah, I think if I were to do it again, I think I would have gone with more variety instead of just picking out the colors that I personally found interesting. And I know that seems kind of deceiving, the way that I said that, but what I mean is that, you know, these are the kind of colors, like these three up here, this one down here, you know, these are colors that I love, and so I have a lot of. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, like the color that I'm putting all across my lid now, that Echo color, this is not a color that I have a lot of. I definitely don't have colors like this in my collection, or this beautiful mossy, whoops, wrong direction, this beautiful mossy green, stuff like that. I wish that I had picked out more colors that were like that, so that I could have, you know, gotten a little bit more variety out of it. But with that said, I mean, I've really loved so far the vast majority of the looks that I have created. So, you know, there's two sides to every coin. Okay, so I am going to go back into Imago. That is that beautiful matte shade that we worked into the crease, and I'm just going to very lightly blend in a little bit more. Okay, and then, because I still really want to use Backdraft, because that had been what I had initially, you know, kind of saw in my head as far as what this look was going to, you know, be. I will take a little bit of that Backdraft color, and I think I'm going to use my finger. I'm just going to dot that in the center of my lid. Give it kind of a pop in the very center. Okay, I like that. That looks nice. Okay, that looks good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off camera, apply my foundation, clean up a little bit of my overblend, and then we will come back for the lower lash line. Alright, so face makeup on, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take the matte shade that we've been using the whole time in the shade Imago, and I'm just going to take that all along the lower lash line. Just tie everything together. Alright, I think that looks nice. It just sort of frames the eyes and kind of brings the look together. I will finally take a little bitty brush. Where's the brush I like to use? Alright, I will take Nymph, which is this beautiful shade that I always use as an inner corner highlight, it seems. It is just stunning. I've also found that it makes a beautiful highlight. Oh my gosh, this is blinding. Blinding. I mean, that is just stunning. Okay, because I'm obsessed, I think, yeah, I think I want to take a little bit and add just a little to the highest points of my cheek, because I can't help myself. Beaming, and I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply some mascara quickly, and then we will come back and we'll have the final reveal. Alright, so here is the final look. All I've done is added a bunch of black mascara and a really vibrant sort of lip, and I think overall it came out really nicely. I still feel really silly that I used the wrong color altogether on my lid, but I do think the look that was created did turn out to be really pretty. So let's go ahead and take a look at look number 11. Hello everyone, welcome back to look number 11 using my Lethal Cosmetics Build Your Own palette. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I have already applied my face makeup. That's not something that I typically do, but I am trying to get a little bit better at being a little bit more controlled with my eyeshadow application. And the only way that I'm going to get better is if I make myself be in that position. So that's where we are today. But I am planning on doing a little bit softer of a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using this shade right there. It's called Calcination, and I'm just going to put that lightly through my crease to set down as a transition. So my hair is a little bit crazy today. We took the baby this morning to the pool for the first time, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. We were only there for like a half an hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't like we were there for super long, just because, you know, he's a baby and he cannot just spend all day out in the pool. He doesn't have that kind of fortitude built up yet. And let's be honest, I am extremely pale. My husband is not as extremely pale, but still pretty darn white. So as you can imagine, the baby burns very easily. I mean, we slather him from head to toe in SPF, so there is that, but he can only take so much time out in the sun, and, you know, he doesn't know how to swim yet. I really need to enroll him in swimming lessons, so there was only so much we could do floating around, but he really liked it. It was so much fun. Okay, now I'm going to take this beautiful kind of bright purpley pink sort of shade down in the lower corner called Cascade, and I'm going to blow that out all along the outer corner. And you know what, this is probably not the best brush for that. Let's use something with a little bit of a taper to it. Again, because we're looking for some control. I mean, at the end of the day, it's makeup. If it turns out to be crazy, I can just reapply the makeup that I have to wipe away. But I feel like sometimes my videos can be a little bit choppy because it's like on, off, on, off. So if I could be a little bit more diligent, then maybe it'll lead to a smoother experience for you guys. You tell me. Do you mind kind of the on-off hop between doing my eyes and then doing my face, and then doing my lower lash line, and then going off again while I put on lip and mascara, versus doing the whole eye and then just having to jump off for mascara and lip? You tell me, which do you prefer, or does it not really matter? I really do like this shade. And this brush by Juvia's Place, I think, was a really, really smart choice because it's got the good taper. It's still got fluff to it, and it's got some good give. So it's good at dispersing the color out some. I think that did exactly what I wanted it to. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the crease brush that we used with calcination. Do a little bit of blendy action. Okay, and then set these two down because I'm sure I'll come back to them. I want to go all over the lid with Nymph. This one I typically use as just an inner corner highlight, but I really wanted to use it all over the lid as well because it is an absolutely stunning, highly reflective, beautiful shade. And I just really want to show it off because it's beautiful. I cannot believe we are almost done with this chapter of the series. Now, I'm sure that this would have even much more punch if I applied it using my finger. It's just not my preference when it comes to applying my eyeshadow. But if you do like applying eyeshadows with your finger, these definitely are just much more intense when you apply them with the finger, as with most shimmer shades. Like, that's nothing new. But I prefer to take a minute to build up. Because I personally feel like I have more control that way. I feel like when I use my fingers, I feel like it gets everywhere and makes a mess and doesn't look nice when I do it. I think when other people do it, I look at them and I just marvel. I watch them do it and I'm like, how are you doing that? And it's not everywhere. I just don't understand what I'm doing wrong, but that's okay. Awesome. Okay, so again, going back in with that Juvia's Place brush and into Cascade, we're just going to blend a little bit of that over the shimmer shade so that they both, oh, and I'm sorry, this shimmer shade is called Nymph. But that way they all just sort of have that beautiful gradient effect. I really like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find a little fluffy brush that I can use on my lower lash line. This might turn out to be a mistake, but we'll use this one by Sigma, and I'm going to go ahead and take that very first shade that we used, Calcination. Just sweep that a little bit underneath the lash line. Not much. I don't want it to get too dark or too heavy. And there is a lot of gray in this calcination. It's kind of a grayed out lilac. It's very, very pretty, but I personally have to be a little bit careful with it. Then we're going to take my favorite pencil brush and go back into Cascade and work that just along the outer lash line. There we go. That looks really, really nice. So here's my current dilemma. So for an inner corner highlight, do I bring Nymph all the way down, or do I take just a little bit of backdraft and do a pink inner corner? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it could turn out to look really great, or it could turn out to look really nuts. Because I'm enjoying the look, so. Okay, I think that works, but we're gonna stay really light with it. I'm good with that. I am good with that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead, apply some mascara and a lip, and we'll be back for the final reveal. All right, everybody, so here we have the final look. I went ahead and just added some black mascara, popped on a little bit of a pinky neutral lip, and overall, I really, really love this look. I think it's soft and romantic, but I think that real bright pop of color works so well. This is the kind of thing that I would comfortably wear out in the day. I would wear it on date night. I would even wear it to work. So I really am very happy with the way that this turned out, and I'm very excited to bring you look number 12. Hello my friends, here we are back for look number 12 using my Build Your Own palette from Lethal Cosmetics. This is so bittersweet. I can't believe it's the last look that I'm doing in this series for this palette. Kind of crazy. So I think I'm going to do something kind of easy today. I'm going to take this green shade here called Habitat, and I'm going to work that all through the crease. I think that this has been such a fun experience. I really do. And this palette has been just so interesting to work with. The shades in here are just so different from everything else that I own that it's been just an absolute pleasure, Now I am already wearing my face makeup, so I am trying to be a little bit careful, trying to get better at this style of application, especially when I'm doing videos, because I feel like it leads to a smoother transition, but we'll see. I love how these shades blend out and you really get to see their undertones and see how different the color can become. Like this, for example, blends out to this like bruise-like yellowy brown, which I know sounds kind of weird, but looks really cool. Looks really, really cool. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll leave that there. And then I'm going to take this little bitty brush and I'm going to go into Nocturnal, which is that really deep brown. And I'm just going to use that to deepen up the outer edge, being very careful. Can't talk today. Very careful, because this shade can get away from you, because it is definitely very, very deep and very, very intense. Okay, I think that is where I want it. I can always build it back up later. Then using just a flat packing brush, I'm going to go in with this gold shade right here called Symbiosis. And I'm just going to pack that all the way across the lid. Well, the inner third of the lid. Half? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm trying to do. That looks so pretty. So pretty. I really like the way that looks. It's very simple, just going in with a little bit more of Habitat just to kind of blend out slightly. It's very simple, but it's really, really pretty. Okay, I'm debating on my lower lash line. I think what I will do I have a little bitty brush? A little bit of a smudgy brush. It's got a little bit of fluff to it. All right, let's try this one right here from Real Techniques. I'm gonna go into Habitat and just smudge that all along the lower lash line. There we go. Being just this tiniest bit messy with it. I don't want it to be too precise. I do have just a tiny bit of fallout from Nocturnal. So just using my highlighting brush because it's not dense at all, I'm just gonna flick that away. There we go. Just to prevent any smudging. Okay, I like it, of course. Okay, the very last thing that I will do is take this little itty bitty brush right here and then take Nymph, which is my usual inner corner highlight, and go ahead and brighten things up. Shade is so intense. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, so now I'll go ahead, I'll hop off camera, I'll apply some mascara, a little bit of lip, and then we'll come back for the final look. Alright, so here we have the completed look number 12 using my Build Your Own palette from Lethal Cosmetics. And overall, I feel like this was a really good look. And if you have seen any of my other videos on this, you will know that I have felt that way about, I think, every other look that I have created. So that is always exciting. So I hope that you have enjoyed this series. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, welcome. I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you leave. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.